every spiritual aspirant realizes the importance of managing the mind, because the mind is the cause of bondage and the mind is the cause of liberation. However, in striving to tame it, we often forget to neglect the importance of the intellect in this process. Factually, the human intellect is empowered with the ability to control the mind in a moment if it so decides. Consider this example. Parents come complaining to me, Swamiji, our child doesn't study. Explain something to him. Arey, he is your child, you explain? No, he doesn't listen to us. Okay, beta, why don't you study? Uncle, my mind does not like to study. It's a big problem. The mind says, I don't enjoy the process. But the same child, when he goes for his annual year-end exam, for 2 hours, he brings his mind into complete focus and performs at the optimal mental and intellectual ability. During those 2 hours, he doesn't look out of the window, he doesn't look at his neighbor, he is only concerned with producing the best possible answer to the questions asked. Where did this mental focus come from? It proves that the child always possessed the ability. When the intellect decided, these 2 hours are critical. It brought the mind under control. If that kind of focus was retained through the year, that child would have become a national level merit scholar. But for the remaining time, the intellect's decision was otherwise. Studies is important for my parents, not for me. They don't know what they are talking about. Now, when the intellect's decision was otherwise, even if the child took the mind to studies, the intellect would bring it back. Come here. So, the example reveals to us that we all possess the mind. Beyond that is the intellect. Invariably, there's a fight between the mind and the intellect. The mind wants immediate gratification. The intellect realizes the value of long-term benefit. What is the way ahead? To use the power of the intellect to control the mind. People complain, my mind keeps running in the world, it doesn't go to God. But I tell you, if you want, you can control your mind in a moment. Let's take another example. One man is hungry since 4 days. His mind, intellect and senses are tormented. Food, food, food. Bring for him 56 vyanjan, 56 kinds of items on a silver platter. Sir, eat what you like. He looks at the hot gulab jamun and the mind yearns. There is this object of pleasure in front. Can we eat it? The intellect says, I am also in torment. Go ahead. The intellect sanctions the mind instructs the hand, and he has lifted the object. At that moment, do you think this person can develop detachment? You'll say, of course not. The object of the senses is right there. Well, it will not take much. Just scream, what are you doing? You wish to die? Die? The intellect decided there's something wrong out here. Stop, it instructed the mind. The mind instructed the hand, and he stopped. What's the matter? Don't you know there is poison in it? Poison? immediately the intellect took a split-second decision. This is harmful, chuck it. And that man tossed the gulab jamun away. This person who was hungry since 4 days, he became detached from that sense object. The moment the intellect got convinced, this is harmful for me. That is the ability of our intellect. That is why in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, Buddhi yogam upashritya macchittah satatam bhava. Arjuna, what I am telling you is Buddhi Yoga, the yoga of the intellect. In other words, if we can empower our intellect with divine wisdom, we will automatically guide our lives in the proper direction. And that is why the scriptures instruct us. Avritti rasakritopadeshat. Keep on nourishing your buddhi with divine wisdom, either by reading the great scriptures or listening to the wonderful knowledge shared by the Guru and the saints. So let us on a regular basis spend some time listening to the transcendental wisdom of our Guru or reading it through the divine books and the scriptures. Today, on the 10th day of our life transformational challenge, I'd like to suggest that we don't miss out on intellectual diet, which is so mercifully made available to us through the scriptures and the saints. Let us regularly consume it and provide our intellect with invaluable nourishment, which will be extremely beneficial in controlling our mind. However, to implement this knowledge, we need to take yet another step, which we shall discuss tomorrow.